If you're running Windows 11 Professional and haven't yet customized the default settings, your system is not running as efficiently or securely as it could be. In this video, I'll show you the key Windows 11 Professional settings that every IT pro should change immediately. The ones that affect performance, security, privacy, and daily workflow. These are the same tweaks that I apply when setting up workstations for clients. Without further ado, let's jump right in. All right, so we're on Windows 11 Professional. This is the operating system that I use on a regular basis for basically all of my computing needs. So the first thing that we want to do is turn off unnecessary startup apps. We can easily access Task Manager by hitting Control, Shift, and Escape. I'm going to expand this so you guys can see it. And if we hit Startup Apps right here, we want to find anything that is non-essential and disable it. We can see a list of what's already been disabled since I've done this already, but just making sure that nothing that is required. So for example, I don't need Glorious Core, which is my mouse software. I don't need that to run at startup. Everything else here is fine with me. So the reason we're doing this is because startup apps slow boot time and consume background resources. So we're going to free up memory and reduce login delays by disabling anything that we don't need. All right, let's move on to step 2, which is to harden our account and sign in options. So if we hit Windows key and I together, we can pull up our settings. All right, so once we're in our settings, let's go to our accounts. From accounts, let's go to sign in options. We want to disable dynamic lock, which in my case, I don't have it configured to begin with. And then we also want to require sign in on wake. Just make sure it says when PC wakes up from sleep. That is an extra security option that we would recommend. Step 3, we're going to enable memory integrity and core isolation. We'll also be in settings here. Let's go to privacy and security, and we'll hit Windows security. From here, let's go to device security, and we're looking for this setting here called core isolation. We want to turn on memory integrity if it's not already. This may prompt for a reboot, so go ahead and reboot your machine and then come back to the video. All right, so the next thing we're going to look at is power and performance profiles. We're going to find these settings under System, and we'll click Power. Okay, let's click Power Mode. If the power mode is grayed out like it is for me, there's actually another area where we can find this, and that is in the Control Panel. So if we open our Control Panel, under System and Security, we have Power Options. And as you can see here, I have a high performance power plan selected, which may use more energy. This is what we would highly recommend using if you want the best performance out of your computer. So again, either in Control Panel or the power mode from your system settings will be fine. This basically prevents throttling delays, especially when running virtual machines, compiling code, or managing large data sets. All right, step 5 is to configure remote desktop and firewall properly. Remote desktop will also be in settings. Let's go to System. And if we just scroll down, we'll see remote desktop right here. And so we want to switch this to on. And then if we click into advanced settings, we want to require devices to use network level authentication to connect. All right, guys, for step 6, we're going to disable telemetry and unnecessary background services. Let's do Windows key and R together to pull up our run box, and we'll type services.msc. We're going to scroll down until we see connected user experiences and telemetry. And then we want to set this to disabled. So I'll just right click and hit stop. Right click again, and I'm gonna hit properties. And instead of automatic, I'm just gonna press disabled. We'll hit apply, and we'll hit OK. This cuts down on data collection and background network usage, and it also reduces random disk activity. So simple privacy and performance win here. Step number 7 is to enable BitLocker drive encryption. Let's go back to Control Panel. And from here, we're going to go to BitLocker drive encryption, which is in security. And we'll click Manage BitLocker. You can see that BitLocker is already on. It's off on my other drives. So for example, if I wanted to enable BitLocker on these drives, I could press turn on BitLocker. I could set a password if I want. I could use a smart card, or I could automatically unlock the drive on this computer. Let's try that one. And I'm going to back up my recovery key to the Microsoft account, and I'll press next. I'll go with the used disk space only with the new encryption mode, and I'll press start. All right, guys, so for step 8, we're going to open up our settings, so Windows key and I, and let's go to apps. Click to installed apps. And what we want to do here is scroll through the list and click the 3 dots next to apps that we rarely use. So let me go ahead and find an example. Microsoft Clipchamp, where it says Power Optimize, I'm going to select Never. And our recommendation here is to repeat this for any unused apps. It's going to help your system run a little smoother. All right, let's go back to the control panel for step 9. I'm going to search in the top right file history, and we'll click that. So we can see that file history is off. And our PC is also protected by BitLocker drive encryption, which we went over earlier. So if I turn on file history, this is going to give us an undo button for data loss and misconfigurations. And then in order to use this, you saw that I had a removable disk. So we need some kind of external media, and we could save those copies so we can get them back if they're lost or damaged. All right, step 10, our last step is going to be to configure Windows Update for control and stability. So back in settings, one last time, if I go to Windows Update, we want to make sure that the latest updates are on. And then if you want, you can configure pause updates. I have mine set to 1 week. All right, so these are the settings that I always change first on a Windows 11 computer. This helps us to achieve better performance, better security, and fewer interruptions overall. If you have any questions about anything we covered, feel free to drop those in the comments below, and we'll get back with you as soon as we can. If you're interested in purchasing Windows Server, Windows 10, Windows 11, remote desktop licenses, Microsoft Office, or a wide variety of other Microsoft software at a great price, be sure to check out Indigo software. We'll put links down below. As our channel grows, we're constantly looking for new video topic ideas. If you have any ideas of your own, we'd love to know what those are. Most viewer commented video requests get made into actual videos on our channel. Lastly, a like and subscribe would be greatly appreciated as it helps to support the channel. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.